Good morning. I'm Beatrice Tuishimile, and today I'm going to share with you tips of how to enhance one's personal and professional well-being by managing stress. Most of the time, stress might depress us and deprive us of our daily happiness, which is not good for our health. So that's why I'm going to talk to you about the presentation made by Brandon Butchert, a famous motivation speaker, and another presentation about happiness by Sonja, who teaches social psychology at the University of California. Starting with the video by Brandon Butchert, he talked about some basics of happiness. So he said that in order to be happy, you have to live the present and be engaged in whatever you are doing. He said that you need to find something that you be excited about. For instance, you said that tomorrow I have this event and you be excited. This gives you a sense of purpose and a sense of happiness. Another thing is to apply common sense. For instance, there are some uh, studies and some tips of how to be happy. Those are common senses which help you guide your life to be a happier person. He also talked about having faith. It's very important to have something to believe in that gives you control of your life. You will have something or someone to look up to. For instance, God. You say that God is going to give me power to achieve this thing, hence promoting your happiness. Another tip we talked about is self-evaluation. You take your time, you evaluate how you are doing, was your day, how was your weekend. This promotes your happiness. So he also said that you need to recognize that you are blessed to be having whatever you have in your life. So that was the end of his tips about happiness. So going to Sonja's tips about being happy in your life, she talks about a study that describes kindness as the way to happiness. She said that kindness uh, promotes a lifetime happiness more than any other thing. When you perform an act of kindness might be like visiting a patient at the hospital or buying a book for a kid or any other act that gives you a sense of purpose within yourself. Sure. So she she talked about the study they did at school where students were required to perform acts of kindness, and the kids who did the acts of kindness, they were required to do 7 acts of kindness. So those who did those acts at the same day showed greater results of happiness than those who performed those acts of kindness in different days. So with this video, she meant that when you perform the acts of kindness to others, you be kind, you help others with you do many kinds of act of kindness at the same day. This promotes your happiness. You feel that you can solve people's problem, and this promotes your happiness. So evaluating these two people's claims, scientific claim, I would start with Brandon Burchard. So in his study, yes, of course, he's a motivational speaker. He is known to inspire people, which is good, and he has experience in inspiring people and helping people to change the way they live. However, in his study, he did not mention any hypothesis, or he did not mention the research that was carried out. So this would pose a doubt to his basic of happiness, because we are not sure if this is he has a hypothesis that was tested and proved to be right or wrong. He did not cite any other people, scientists who who are experienced. So this also gives adapt to the credibility of his information. He did not show the sample size, he did not show the collected data. He also referred to common sense, and common sense, we know it's a general thing, so it poses a great threat to the credibility of his information. Moving to Sonja, she's a professor at the University of California in the social psychology. This being, it shows that she's talking about something that she's familiar with. She has knowledge about, because social psychology deals with people's happiness. Yeah, people's happiness. And this gives credibility to her information. Another thing she described, or the study, the data collected, and the results. However, she did not state the sample size. She did not state the limitation to her study. She did not also include other studies which are related to her study, so as to increase the credibility of her information. However, comparing the two speakers, Brandon and Sonja, I would say that Sonja has a more credible information, since she indicated the study, she indicated the data collected, and also she showed the results, which is different from what Brandon did. Uh, Moving on, there are many stressors in our everyday life. For instance, a stress that might arise at an institution like Akim Widget is maybe you have too much of work to do, a lot of work to do. You are piled with many things. This is a source of stress at an institution like this. And a way that you can overcome this is through prioritizing. So I have personal experience of when uh, I dealt with stress successfully, and one experience when I was not able to deal with stress successfully. The first way when I dealt with stress effectively is when I had an upcoming exam, I had an interview, and then I had a speech uh, to deliver. These were a lot of things, and I was only having 3 days to each of the activities. So this was very stressful to me, and how I dealt with this stress, it became effective, since I was optimistic. I was expecting the best result in each action. I said that I would deliver the best speech, and I told myself that I will be successful in the interview, and this turned out to help me manage my stress very effectively. And the time when I wasn't able to manage stress effectively is when I had to visit my friends, who I was going to help with her work, and then with that, she had an accident. So I was supposed to visit her, and she had an accident, and this like distracted me. I was depressed of how I, I couldn't imagine the thing. I did not expect anything. I did not expect to see her because she was unconscious. I couldn't be able to talk to her. This was very stressful. I didn't know how to manage this kind of stress. It was very tough. It's about managing stress if you are not able to manage your stress, you can talk to your friends, they can advise you or they can help you out of the situation. Thank you very much.